This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Thursday, September 5th of 2024. We're so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I talk with Mark Warner of Agoro Carbon. Had the chance to visit with him at the Farm Progress Show to talk about how Agoro stays in communication with the farmers to make sure they are getting the best practices to suit their farms. And I also visit with Myron Stine. He's president of Stine Seed. Again, that conversation also happening at the Farm Progress Show. We visited about the traffic they were getting at the Progress Show, as well as some of the latest developments they have with their seed technology. Before we get into any of that, though, let's hear a word from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. We'll start off today with my conversation with Mark Warner of Agoro Carbon, as we talked about how they stay in touch with farmers to make sure they are getting the best practices to suit their farms. Well, we're taking a lot of things in consideration with farmers being involved with the carbon market right now. And I've talked with you guys in the past about the flexibility that's offered by your programs. But something even more important, you could argue, is maintaining that relationship with the producer to make sure everything is working the way it should be for them. So, Mark, if you could tell us a little bit about that relationship and how you guys are working to make sure things keep getting better for those producers.
Absolutely. So a differentiator that we saw in the marketplace is we wanted to work with our growers throughout the length of the contract. This is an evolving industry, something new. We didn't want to just sign a grower up on a contract and send them on their way and leave them to navigate it on their own. So I manage what we call our support team and a larger team that we call Grower Success. And our mission, our goal is to work with our growers throughout the length of that contract. All of our agronomists located all across the United States specialize in sustainability and the agronomic practices that we offer to both farmers and ranchers. And our goal is to work with them on an annual basis to help them navigate through the agricultural change that they're making on their farm, they're implementing on their farm to qualify into our carbon program. So we really want to be a service-based company that helps them every step of the way throughout their tenure process with us.
And I think that's one thing, too, to acknowledge that even the program you guys offer is changing constantly. I mean, last year we were talking about the addition of legumes to the cover crop program to get more benefits out of that as well. So it's good to have that change possible there because there might be new practices that farmers will want to get on their operation.
Absolutely. This market is very new and evolving all the time, and it's something that if there's more opportunities to become more profitable and to sequester more carbon and to make more money, we want to work with growers to make it as lucrative as possible for them. So we really want to be with them every step of the way.
That again was Mark Warner of Agoro Carbon, and we thank him for being on today's show. In our other conversation for today, I visit with Myron Stine. He is the president of Stine Seed, and it was great to catch up with him at the Farm Progress Show as well to talk about the producers that he's had the chance to visit with, as well as some exciting new things they have in the pipeline for their seed technology. Myron, great to talk to you here on our home turf in Iowa. Great day for the Farm Progress Show. A little hot, but not as bad as it could have been.
It's cloudy.
Yeah, we got the clouds coming in. They saved us a little bit with that rain this morning, too. So how has the Farm Progress Show been so far for you guys?
So this is my first day, and the traffic's been wonderful. I've seen a lot of people that I've known and been able to talk to them about what they're doing on the farm for next year. It's been great.
Right, and it's kind of crazy that at this point in the year, we haven't even harvested, but we're already thinking about next year. With Stine, thinking about next year, we're looking at those seed products. Enlist E3, a big one. So let's talk about that first. Just kind of the latest advancements you guys have had with that seed technology.
So the big thing is 40% of our lineup is turning over. So 40% of it's brand new, and we're a research company, and we love that. We love that because that means progress. That means newer material, higher yields.
And of course, when we're looking at those seed products, with farmers looking next year at already what they want to do, when you're talking with the farmers here at the Farm Progress Show, what are some of the top things that you're making sure they know about those Enlist E3 soybeans?
Well, so we talk about the herbicide program to make sure they understand how to do that. The key thing is we want to place the right product on the right acre. Because, I know everyone's talking about, oh, the commodity price is down, but at the end of the day, the growers don't want to plan for a disaster. They want to plan for each acre they want to maximize its performance. So the key thing is using the right genetics on the right acre and making sure they manage those genetics properly.
And we know that carries over to the corn side of things as well. That short stature corn, a bit of a newer advancement. In the past couple of years is when that conversation has really picked up. And in years like this, where we get those intense storms throughout the summer, having that short stature corn as kind of insurance policy against those wind speeds can be a great thing. So when it comes to that short stature corn, what have you guys been seeing with that on the seed side of things with the successes there?
So we've been selling that for quite some time, over 10 years actually. And interestingly, the last few years, the interest has picked up. And we have a number of new products in the lineup, and then a number of new products in the pipeline that you'd consider a shorter statured product. And probably one of our best sellers this year will be a short statured corn hybrid. So we love to be part of that, and we think that's the direction in the future of corn hybrids.
Thanks again to Stine Seed President Myron Stine for being on today's show. You can find that full conversation I had with him at the Farm Progress Show by clicking right about here. Before we end off today's show, let's take a look at the closing markets with the folks from agmarket.net.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, we're here with Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net. Kaden, what do we see the grain markets doing today in today's trade?
Yeah, the close today is going to look pretty quiet overall with, corn down a penny or two. Finally, taking just a bit of a breather. Beans, on the other hand, were down 10 early in the session, and they're actually going to close higher, 2-3 cents here. So really, pretty decent move again for the bean market, making new highs again for the move. And certainly looks like a good strong move, continuing here at least through hopefully the end of the week.
And I know that the common saying is low prices will cure low prices, and we've seen the soybeans come up, a bit off of the lows that they set. Are we saying yet that the prices have been cured, or are we just kind of waiting to see a little bit more come in, maybe a little bit more stability?
Yeah, no doubt. That's the $1 million question right now. Like you said, we're 60, 70 cents off the lows in the bean market and close to 30 in corn as well. So I personally am not comfortable saying the lows are in yet. There's still a lot of harvest pressure to hit this market soon, and we're going to learn something, in the September WASDE, a little closer look at yield, as well as that's, when combines are going to be rolling pretty hard through a lot of the Midwest. So if you're a producer, in my opinion, with bushels still to sell for fall delivery, I'd be all over it during this time frame, especially, if you can get them done before that September WASDE. I think that'd be very prudent. Not saying the low's not in, but I've not seen, enough yet to feel real comfortable that it is.
And then speaking of that September WASDE, at this point right now, what are we expecting to potentially see in that report?
Yeah, the interesting thing about that report is, the August WASDE is when we saw USDA change the yield for the first time, but it was based more off of satellite imagery. The September reports when, we actually are getting real physical yield totals, from people out in the field. And so that can certainly go any number of ways. I wouldn't necessarily expect a huge change off of the August report necessarily, but I think you could certainly see a revision, and we obviously have also had Pro Farmer between now and then came in with a national bean yield of 55 bushels, which if USDA prints that, it's going to be a bad day. This bean rally will be over pretty quickly. I don't think they'll do that, in September, but it's something certainly to keep an eye on for sure, that September report, and getting some real yield data come out of it.
And then on the other side of the marketplace with the livestock complex, how did cattle and hogs trade today?
Yeah, we're really actually right across the board there. Cattle feel kind of weak to me, especially feeders down about 380. I'm sorry, 280 or so in October. So, giving up a pretty good chunk today. Fat cattle down close to $2 as well. So, feels like there's some weakness there. We've kind of fought back off the lows, but that feels a little bit susceptible to me to go back down and revisit those lows. So, I'd be a little bit cautious there. 240 has been pretty good resistance in the October contract, and we went right up to it, and it's held. So, like I said, I think that's going to be pretty good resistance. I'd be a little bit leery of feeder cattle, especially right now.
All right, Caden, lots of great information today. For those of our listeners who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Yeah, man, just go to our website, agmarket.net, and be sure to get on the free trial of the Intel and the app. Makes this time of year really, really nice as far as plugging in yields and tracking costs, and then seeing where your break evens come out. It's very important, obviously, the marketing year that we're just coming off of, as well as the new marketing year starting. It's really good to have those break evens at the forefront of your mind and whatnot when you're in the field making decisions. So be sure to get on that app, and it's a really good tool.
All right, Caden, thanks again for taking the time to visit, and we look forward to chatting again soon.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you guys.
That again was Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net. We'll take a look at how the numbers closed through the market window at iowaagnet.com. December corn down 2 even at 410 3/4. November soybeans up 2 even at 1023 1/2. October soybean meal down 340 at 322.40. October soybean oil up 97 cents at 41.69. Chicago wheat down 6 even at 574 3/4. Kansas City hard red wheat down 4 1/4 at 588 3/4. Minneapolis spring wheat up 2 1/4 at 625 3/4. December oats up 1 3/4 at 358 3/4. On the Merc, October live cattle down 197 at 177.25. September feeders down 250 at 237.12. October lean hogs down 87 cents at 80.70. Pork cutout when unchanged at 91.55. And September class 3 milk down 4 cents at 22.59. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. That also brings us to the end of today's episode. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. Also follow us on social media at Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and find our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our morning, midday, and closing market podcasts, as well as the Iowa Ag Matters podcast and Pods of Potential. Find all of those on your favorite podcasting service on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson, Andy Peterson, and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.